Good morning to all. Let me start today's session. Okay. In the previous class, we were discussing about the concept of ISI, the inter-symbol interference. ISI stands for inter-symbol interference. So, and also we have obtained what is the condition to achieve the zero ISI. Okay, this was the thing which we had discussed in the previous class. So the main gist of the previous class was we were sending a set of symbols through this type of communication channel, and we are observing the output at the sampler. So the sampled output, if you observe along with the desired symbol, you are having a set of or a series of undesired symbols, so which is represented by this summation term. So this summation term was referred to as inter-symbol interference. I repeat, if you are observing the sampled output over here, just observe the mouse cursor at the, you are at the receiver and you are observing the sampler output. So at the receiver, okay, along with the desired symbol, you are getting the contributions of other symbols also. So this contribution is undesirable. Hence, the second term, which represents the contribution by the undesired symbols, they are called as inter-symbol interference. And to avoid the inter-symbol interference, you should make the second term 0. So second term 0, if you want to do, then what essentially you were doing, x of mt minus nt was made as 0. This was the thing which you were supposed to do. What was x of mt minus nt? What does this essentially represent? This essentially represents the sample values of x. So therefore, the sample values of x of t should be made 0, so that the second term will be 0 and hence ISI will be 0. But we should be careful while making the samples of x of t to be 0, because this x of 0 is also a sample of x of t. So except x of 0, all other samples of x of t should be made 0 to have 0 ISI. That was being represented by equation number 14. This refers to samples of x of t. X of nt means samples of x of t. Okay, so except at the 0th sample, you substitute n equal to 0, what are you going to get? 0 into t, that is the 0th sample. Except the 0th sample, all other sample values are 0. This should be the samples of x of t, correct? So now to make the equation 14 to happen or to exist, okay, what should be the Fourier transform of x of f to make the equation number 14 to happen? That means that to make the ISI 0, that is what this meaning. To make the equation number 14 happen, what does that mean? To make 0 ISI, what should be the case? The Fourier transform of x of t should satisfy this condition. Okay, so this condition says sigma from m from minus infinity to plus infinity, x of f plus m by capital T equal to capital T. So this is a condition. Equation number 14 and 15, they are joint conditions. Given a pulse, okay, x of t, or given a signal x of t, if the Fourier transform satisfies equation number 15, then in time domain, equation number 14 would be satisfied. So what does that would result? That would result in an 0 ISI. So whenever you want to talk about 0 ISI, both equation 14 and 15 should be togetherly thought. Okay, you should not discretely think about the two equations, equation 14 and 15. 14 is the necessary condition for 0 ISI. Yes. Then what should be the Fourier transform of the x of t, this should be the x of f is the Fourier transform, that's true, but it should satisfy this particular condition. If both equation 14 and 15 are satisfied, then you are having the zero ISI. What is the efficacy of equation number 15 is to have, or if to satisfy the equation number 14, this equation number 14 should get satisfied. Then what should be the Fourier transform of x of t? It should satisfy the equation number 15, or in other words, the time domain of equation of x of t should satisfy equation number 14, or the f domain, in the f domain, the x of f should satisfy this particular condition. So 14 and 15 should be thought of as a bunch, or it should be thought as a bunch. So any x of t should satisfy equation 14 and 15 for zero ISI. Now the next topic is, what are the examples of x of t? We are always saying that x of t should satisfy this, x of f should satisfy this. Yes, so give me an example of x of t. So that is the question. So by just observation of x of nt, if you observe only at 0th sample you are having 1, and at all other samples you are having 0. So can you think of any function, any signal x of t which satisfies equation 14 along with the 15? That is the question. So for that, the one of the best possible answer is, so which x of t will satisfy both equation 14 and 15 is as follows. See, x of t equal to sinc pulse, sinc of t by capital T. By this time you know what is capital T. What is capital T? It is the sampling time, or sampling interval, or sampling instant. Okay, at the output you are taking the samples after every t seconds, that you should not forget. Okay, so this equation x of t is equal to sinc of t by t is a best example of x of t which satisfies both equation 14 and 15. What happens when you satisfy equation 14 and 15? Then you won't have any ISI components. That is the thing which you should forget. Sorry, that is the concept you should never forget. Okay. So if x of t is equal to sinc of t by t, then what is its Fourier transform? X of f is equal to t, okay, and 0. Okay, so if you just observe equation 16 and 17, okay, I will give the diagrammatic representation of x of t and x of f. These are the equations. X of f is equal to x of t is equal to, they are the equations. Just observe the equation f. If you think what should be the nature of this equation x of f, it looks like a rectangular function. X of f, I am telling, it looks like a rectangular function. How x of t is looking? It is looking like a sinc pulse. Both the things I have drawn. So x of t has been drawn and x of f has been drawn. You can easily observe it. So if you observe x of t, it is a sinc pulse. And just carefully observe the arrow marks which I have put. Okay, what are these arrow marks? Just observe. This is x of t. Okay, what are we very much bothered? We are bothered about the samples of x of t. Carefully observe. We are very much bothered about the samples of x of t. How the samples of x of t are, you should tell by observing this diagram. At 0, you are having 1. At all other multiples of t, or at all other sampling instants, this refers sampling instance. Where are you taking, or at what time you are taking the samples? At all other sampling instance, just observe what is the value of the function x of t. It is 0. So therefore, this equation number 14 has been satisfied. Just observe equation number 14. Only at the 0th sample you should have 1. All other samples That is very important. All other samples should be 0. So that is what is observed over here. At 0 you are having 1, and all other sampling instance the value is 0. Okay, it is having, if the x of t has the Fourier transform which looks like this. This looks like a rectangular function. They will write RECT also for this x of f. I have not written to keep it simple. Okay, so this is the function. Now this x of f is going to satisfy the equation 15 also. That could be shown pictorially, but currently it is not necessary. You just trust me that that is going to satisfy the respective equations. So now this x of t is a best example, is a one of the best example for x of t, that is sinc pulse, is one of the best example to have equation or to satisfy equation 14 and 15. So whenever equation 14 and 15 satisfies, what is going to happen? The ISI term would be vanished. Okay, so now what we will think is, okay, so to have a zero ISI, the best example of x of t is the sinc pulse. Okay, now you just go back to your previous classes. What do you essentially mean by this x of t? I have shown you the function x of t, how it should look, what should be the values of x of t samples, so that you can get the zero ISI. All things have been explained properly. But what is this x of t essentially means? If you want to observe what is x of t essentially means, just carefully read this line. X of t equal to h of t star g of t equal to gt of t convolution with c of t convolution with gr of t, means this x of t, it involves the contribution of the transmit filter, contribution of the channel, contribution of the receiving filter. All together you are referring it as x of t. So if x of t is looking like a sinc pulse, then all these function collectively will give you a sinc function. Okay, or in other words, whenever you are bothered about x of t, whenever you think about x of t, what you are supposed to get in your mind, you should think that, okay, I am considering the transmit filter, or I'm considering the channel, I'm considering the receiving filter. Also, I have written in x of f. Just observe, x of f is equal to, since they are the convolutions in frequency domain, convolution would be converted to multiplications. So gt of f, gr of f into c of f. Okay, the Fourier transform of x of f, whatever the rectangular pulse you have seen, that involves the Fourier transforms of gt of f, gr of f, and c of f. So this equation, it should come into your mind. Okay, so now let us continue. What we will continue is this. Okay, now just observe over here. Here we are writing t. You know what is t? T is nothing but the sampling instant. So the t and w are connected by a particular equation. So I will tell you what is w, and you know already what is t. What is t? They are the sampling instant or sampling time, that all of you know. So t and w. So what is this w? W is the channel bandwidth. I repeat, what does the W means? W means the channel bandwidth. What is the highest frequency component the channel can allow? Okay, so these two are related by the equation. W and T are related by the equation. W is equal to 1 divided by 2T. Or you can read in the other way. T is equal to 1 divided by 2W. Okay, however you can read, or you can read in another way, that is 1 by t is equal to 2w. So three ways you can read. One is the way which I have written, that is w is equal to 1 by 2t, or in another way you can read t is equal to 1 by 2w, or another way you can read is 1 by t is equal to 2w. However you can read, you can get different types of analysis. currently, for the time being, we will assume that we will say that this is the condition which we are following. What is the condition? The channel bandwidth is equal to 1 by 2t. 1 by 2 into t. What is t? T means the sampling time. Remember, the t is a term which is common to both transmitter and receiver. How can I say that it is common to both transmitter and receiver? Remember, at the transmitter, every t seconds we are generating one symbol. That is, you should remember, every t seconds one symbol would get generated. Okay, that is, therefore t is associated with the transmitter also. What happens at the receiver? What does t refers? T refers the sampling instant. At every t seconds you are extracting one sample at the receiver. So T is that quantity which is related to both transmitter and receiver. Okay, that is why we are very much concentrating on this equation. So what is W then? W is called as the channel bandwidth. What do you mean by W? W is nothing but the channel bandwidth. Okay. Yes. Now, this pulse, whatever you are having, x of t. So this one is, yes, it is a sync pulse, that is true, but it is also given another name called as ideal Nyquist pulse. It is also given name which is called as ideal Nyquist pulse. Okay, so that is the name of this pulse. You can call it as sync, that is okay, but there is another name which is called as the ideal Nyquist pulse. Why they have given the Nyquist is, then you know the Nyquist criteria. What is the Nyquist criteria? Sampling rate should be equal to or greater than or equal to 2W. That is evident in this equation. 1 by t equal to 2W. What is 1 by t? 1 by t is nothing but the sampling rate or the sampling frequency, that all of you know. Okay, so it is equal to 2W. In that manner, they have written the word by name Nyquist. Okay, and the reason why it is ideal, because just observe the frequency domain function x of f. You just observe the frequency domain function of x of f. See, there is an abrupt transition from higher value to a lower value. From a maximum value to 0th value, there is an abrupt transition. Practically, you don't have any source which is going to generate a signal which is having a frequency response shown here. This type of frequency response, you cannot generate it practically. There is no component available practically so that you can have this type of response. Therefore, it is called as ideal, non-practical. Okay. So now what will we do? What will we analyze? The next thing is, uh, yes, this is ideal. Suppose I have told you this is ideal. Now what are the difficulties if I try to use the sync pulse in our implementation? If I use sync pulse, what are the difficulties it is throwing on us so that it is impracticable? So to have x of t, yes, it is impracticable. One thing I have shown in the frequency response. Another, let us explore the following, the other things. Just observe. I have written two things, 2 points I have written. So the first point, whatever I have told, physically unrealizable. What is physically unrealizable? This type of pulse is physically unrealizable. You cannot have a source which is going to generate this type of pulse. That is the meaning of physically unrealizable. Why? Because this type of transition, abrupt transition, it is not possible. That is the first problem. That is what it has been written. It requires the magnitude characteristic of x of f to be flat from minus w to plus w. Flat means this straight line. So this type of flatness also is not possible, and also this abrupt transition, both. So this shape entirely, exactly this shape we cannot achieve. That we need to remember. and 0 elsewhere, this is physically unrealizable. Second one, just you may not understand by these wordings. Just observe this diagram. So what is this diagram? This is nothing but the right hand side of the x of t. X of t, it is symmetrical with respect to this y axis. Only I am bothering or concentrating on the right hand side. Okay, and I'm just pulling this particular waveform. I'm just extending this particular waveform so that you can have a better view. Just observe 1, the value is 1. At t, it is the value is 0, 2t, 3t, 4t, 5t, 6t, 7t, so on and so forth. Because why I have shown so many samples, because remember, in your equation, the x is associated with a summation which has minus infinity to plus infinity. So therefore, I am showing so many values. Now here, x of t, how it should be? It should, you know, the nature of x of t at every capital T, 2t, 3t, or at every sampling instance. Sampling instance is here, over here at t, 2t, 3t, 4t, at every integer values of t, that is t, 2t, 3t, the value should be 0. And we are considering the samples at every t seconds. Okay, but normally, what is a sampler? It is made up of electronic circuits. If there is a problem in your electronic circuit, and if you are not able to take the samples at proper time, so I hope you are understanding what am I giving a case study is, suppose you are not able to take the samples exactly means what? For every t seconds you are supposed to take the sample. Suppose there is a problem in your circuitry, or you may not be able to design a circuitry which takes samples exactly at t seconds. Then what is going to happen? Instead of t is equal to 0, you are taking sample over here shown in the red color arrow mark. Instead of taking samples at t, means we should always take samples at every t instant. By chance we are losing that particular time, and I'm taking sample at some other instant. This happens in the hardware part, not mathematically or on the plain paper. That won't happen, but when you implement the circuitry, that may happen. You may not take it is not possible due to some reasons that exactly at time t we are going to take the sample. There may be small variations in the sampling time. Then what did you get? Instead of 0, you are getting some non-zero values. Don't bother about whether it is positive or negative. Yes, it is non-zero. So you are having non-zero values. Again you are having non-zero values. Okay, so therefore what are you doing? You are taking the samples, so that samples of x of t, okay, so that the samples are non-zeros. So if at all this what are we taking? We are taking the samples of x. So if the samples are taken, okay, such that if they are non-zero, then what happens? ISI exists. Okay, ISI exists. That's what I'm telling. So you should be very much careful with respect to sampling time. If there is any small error in the sampling time, then what happens? Whatever the samples you are going to take, they just observe, you can only observe, they will have non-zero values. Means you should be very careful in designing the sampler circuit. So that is the real problem. So why does the problem occurs? Means this is because of the nature of the pulse. Just observe, from 0 to t, the pulse x of t or the signal x of t is showing a very high decay rate. The rate of decay is very high. But when you just move from t to 3t, the decay rate is not as high as from 0 to t. That means that at higher values of t, the rate of decay means moving towards 0. That is what you are supposed to understand. The rate of decay is very less. You can observe over here at lower values of t, see how did it reduce to 0, but at when you go to higher values, the rate of decay is very less. Okay, that is why what happens is, whenever, see there, that is why what happens, so you will have the non-zero values. If the rate of decay is very high, then this much, the value would be very closer to zero. This value would be very closer to zero. Why? Because of the very nature of the function. So therefore, the mathematics of the x of t itself is a problem whenever there is a mismatch in the sampling time. So therefore, what are you supposed to understand over here is, you should properly sample, or the sampling time should be exact. If there is a very small mismatch in the sampling, then you are ending up with non-zero values which are highly objectionable. Why? Because the sample should be zero to avoid the ISI. To avoid the ISI, the sample should be zero. So these are the very practical difficulties whenever you are going to use x of t as x of t equal to sync pulse. Okay, so then is there any alternative? Yes, there is an alternative. The alternative is this one, the function x of t. Just observe, I won't tell you in detail. Just observe the equation 19. X of t, yes, it contains sync. Initially we were having sync, but along with the sync we are having some extra term. So this function is not sync function, it is called as raised cosine function. So what it will, why we are using this function? Just to avoid the previous two difficulties which we have told, that if I use the modified x of t, we are going to avoid this two difficulties. What is that x of t called as? Raised cosine spectrum. By this, let me stop today's session. So we will continue in the tomorrow's class. So tomorrow also we will have the class at the same time from 9 to 9:30. Thank you.